Hi! Guess what? It's time to dye my hair again. It's been a couple months since I last dyed it, and I've been meaning to do it for about a month or so, but kind of didn't have time until now. So here's the before look with my roots not bleached yet, so I'm gonna go do that in a bit here, but this is what we're starting with. I've been thinking about what colors I want to do, and I was like, I've done pretty much every color. I've done rainbow like 2 or 3 times. I've done every color separate. I've done a couple color combinations. So I'm trying to think of ones that I haven't done yet and try to do those and see how I feel. So today's is going to be yellow and purple. There's also like a few ways to do that too. I looked up some pictures online, but I didn't really see a lot that I actually liked. There was one that really caught my eye though, and that was a kind of like ombre, I guess, sort of. But basically they had, if I could try to find a picture, I'll put it in somewhere here. But they had yellow on top, and then it went into the dark purple tips, basically. So I'm gonna try to do that, but I think I'm gonna try to work the purple up a little bit more and have it be not just like a little bit of purple, but maybe like half. But anyway, we'll see. So yes, I hope you enjoy and stick around to watch the process. So my hair has been bleached. It is time to dye it. So here's what it looks like before I do that. I'm really excited to try out this new color combination. We will see how it goes. So I'm actually going to be using 2 colors for each color. So I have this Adore Cosmic Yellow left that I want to try to use up, and then of course you know I love UV reactive hair dye, so I also have my Iroiro Neon Yellow. I'm going to mix in just a little bit of that, and then I have my Lunar Tides Orchid Purple, but I did a little like swatch, and I remember this being like more blue toned. So here's what that looks like. So what I'm gonna do is add a little bit of my Iroiro Neon Red, and also hopefully that makes that glow a little bit. But that's what the red is on there, so I'm gonna mix in a little bit of that to make it slightly more red toned, because the blue is nice, but it's not quite the color I'm going for. So yeah, that is the plan. I'm gonna quickly mix that up and get started. And I'm gonna do the yellow first. The yellow is gonna go from like my roots to about halfway-ish, and then the purple is gonna be on the bottom, and I'm gonna kind of try to like streak it up a little bit so it's like a little bit uneven, you know, so it's not just like a straight line or like even a fade. I kind of want there to be like little streaks. We'll see if I can make that happen. So yeah. Okay, so I mixed up the yellow, and yes, I know it looks green. That is because the Adore hair color, it's super weird. Every time I use this, I look at it and I'm like, oh my god, it's green, but it's not actually green. It always ends up being yellow. So yeah, and then it was a little weird mixing this because the Adore is like very liquidy, and the Iroiro is like a lot thicker, kind of like toothpaste. So I kind of had to like break it up and mix it. This is how much I mixed. It's not much. I might need to mix more, but that's what we're starting with. I can always mix more if I need to. I'm gonna do the purple and red next. Okay, so I just mixed the purple. This took a little bit longer to try to get the ratio right, but that's how much is in there. And to give you an idea of how that went, this was the first color that I mixed. This was the second. Come on, baby, focus. There we go. This was the first, this was the second, and this is the third. So as you can see, I put in a little bit too much red, so I put in more of the Lunar Tides purple in there, but it was still a little too red toned for me, so I put in some more. This is the color that I want to do. It's more of like a plum color. That's more of what I was going for. But you can see it's very subtle, but the difference is definitely there. So it went from that to that. And these are the 2 that I mixed. So a little bit of color theory for you. And yes, this is a piece of toilet paper. Okay, so let's start with the yellow. Doo-doo-doo. Okay, the yellow is done. I ended up using everything that I mixed and made it work without having to mix more. Time for the fun part, which is carefully putting on the purple and trying to kind of make lines so it's not, like I said, so it's not just even. I don't want an even split. I want it to like kind of mesh together a little bit. Okay, I tried my best. As you can see, kind of ended up bringing it up a little bit more, but I wanted it to be more dramatic, so I'm okay with that. I didn't want it to just be like the bright yellow and then a little bit of purple. I wanted it to, like I said, kind of have a nice balance. I'm gonna look at it again, decide that this is how I want to keep it, and then let it sit and then wash it out. And of course, as always, I will be back to show you the final result. Hi, so quick update. This is how it turned out so far, and normally this would be where I basically finish out the video, but as you can see, the purple is not purpling that much. I decided I'm actually gonna go back in and try to shift the purple up a little bit. Like, this yellow is just so strong, and the purple ended up being like more dim than I would have liked, and it ended up being more like faded, which is, like I was saying earlier, was not what I was trying to do. I wanted it to like stand out some more, so I might actually go in with a paintbrush and do those streaks. I've never done that before, so that's gonna be new. But yeah, I want to move the purple up a little bit and have it be more streaky, basically. I want the purple and the yellow to like really complement each other and like stand out more. Right now, the yellow is yellowing and the purple is barely visible, so I'm gonna go back in and move up the purple. I think it was also hard to do it the way I wanted it to do while it was wet. It, you know, didn't quite lay the way I needed it to be able to do that, because it all kind of starts clumping together when it's wet. So like, I'm looking in the mirror now and I could see the line kind of where I was trying to do that, but the yellow is just really freaking strong. So yeah, I'm gonna go back in and do that. Also, I've been thinking about doing this for a while, but you know how I've kind of been just like doing the actual hair dyeing in the front and then leaving the rest dark? Well, every couple months or so I go back in and I redo this brown and I make it black, because I love the contrast. I love how it pops, and then plus I have these like light pieces here from when I was doing some little experimenting like on other sections of my hair, and I kind of want to get rid of that, because then that'll make this stand out even more. So I am going to try to do that today, hopefully, if I have time. But my main goal for today is bringing up the purple. This video is going to be a little bit longer than they usually are, because we're going to be doing some experimenting. But yes, I'll probably record some of the dyeing process for the purple, going back in with like a paintbrush and stuff, because the regular hair dyeing brushes are nice, but I think they're a little too thick to do what I want to do, so I'm going to actually use a paintbrush. So yeah, I'm gonna record that. I'm not gonna record the black hair dye. I can just tell you what it is. It's the, I believe it's the Wella 1N90, something like that. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna tell you exactly what I use, but it's the Demi permanent dye that I use for the black. So basically it's a little bit more permanent than the semi that I use for this, but it's not permanent like permanent hair dye. So eventually it does wash out, it just takes longer. So basically if you want something to last a little bit longer but you don't want to stick to like a permanent hair color, then you would go with the Demi permanent. And the Demi, basically you still use developer with that. Kind of like when you bleach your hair, you need to use developer. So with a Demi color you use developer, with semi you do not use developer. Hopefully that made sense, but yes, I'll be back. Alright, let's attempt this. So brush this out, make sure it's all nice and smooth so that I can see what I'm working with. And I grabbed these two paintbrushes. I don't really know how this is gonna go. This one might be too soft. I'm gonna go with this one. Let's just do it. I'm gonna go back in to the bottom again and go over this too and move it up a little bit. Not sure how this is gonna come out, but we'll find out together. Alright, I'm gonna do the other side. Okay, so I've discovered that it's actually very hard to get these kinds of streaks the way you want them to if you have like no prior experience. Also, the little paintbrush that I used, it works okay, but it ends up really not looking so good. Like, this is the side that I did with the paintbrush. You could see it's like kind of messy. So I ended up going back in with the regular hair dye brush and doing those streaks and cleaning them up a little bit, and it really does work a lot better. I don't know if they make smaller brushes like this specifically for hair dye. If they do, I need to look into it, because if I plan on doing stuff like this again, then I kind of really need the right tool for it. So this is better, I think, in the end than just using the little paintbrush, so I'm gonna go and do that on this side too. This side is more or less done, so I redid the ends again and I moved those streaks pretty much almost all the way up to my roots, because I realized this is really the only way that I'm going to get the effect I'm looking for, which is basically have the yellow and the purple right next to each other, with the purple kind of splitting up the yellow, so it gets like, you know, that dramatic kind of look. This is really what I wanted, a lot more than what came out the first time. So I might clean this up a little bit more. I'm going to do the same thing on this side and then wait for it to sit a little bit and then wash it out. Yeah, you can see how this looks a lot more saturated and like contrasted than it did before, even with the little paintbrush. The paintbrush really didn't end up working out. But this is a fun little experiment, honestly. This looks also a lot more like scene hair kind of vibes, and at some point I also wanted to try like coon tails or something. I've never done that before. I think it would be fun. Just do like a little streak of it. But for that kind of detailed work, you really need, 1, a lot of patience, 2, definitely practice, and courage, because this is so easy to mess up. Although if I was gonna just like really mess it up, I could always just cover it up with the purple, but I have a goal in mind and I'm going to try to do it. So this looks a lot more promising than it did before. But yeah, hope you're enjoying this little adventure with me. This is definitely new. I've been dyeing my hair for like, I don't know, over a decade, maybe even 15 years. I'm gonna count actually and figure out when I started doing it. But it's fun trying out something new that I've never done before, so I'm kind of enjoying this. But yes, let me do the other side and I will be back. Okay, well, I tried my best. I don't know if this will turn out nice or be a complete mess. Hopefully it turns out nice, or if it's a mess, at least hopefully not a really bad mess. But as you can see, basically instead of holding the brush like this, I hold it like this, so it's on the thin side, and just kind of do like streaks, like just kind of swipe down. I basically gradually start from the bottom and kind of swipe it up, but with the swiping motion, I'm not quite touching the top. I'm kind of starting gently and just like fading it down. I don't know if I'm explaining it well, but I'm trying my best. Like I said, I've never done this before. I feel like the streaks are more or less where I want them to be, but they're not as neat as I would like them to be. But I don't know how much that's even possible. This is actually really hard to do. Like, you need to be so detailed and you need to know how the hair lays, and it's a little complicated, honestly. But like I said, I'm doing my best. We'll see. It already looks better than what it did before, so yeah, it is what it is. Alright, so now we wait. Okay, so here is how it came out. It is dry now. It is not 100% what I wanted, but honestly, I really didn't think I could get it 100% how I wanted it. It's better than it was before. You can actually see the purple now. It's not the best. Don't come in here and start roasting me. I know it's not the best. I know it can be a lot better, but it was my first time trying something like this. I'm gonna probably attempt to do something similar a little bit later at some point, but yeah, it's actually really hard to get the kind of like streaky, like low lights look I was going for with the purple. I also realized like it really matters so much how your hair lays, because I realized like I had it just a little bit forward, and those streaks that I painted on look better when my hair's a little bit forward than when it's like straight down. When it's straight down, it basically kind of blends in together some more. And I also realized that the right side came out better than the left side. The left side does not look amazing, but here, if you can see what I'm talking about, when I kind of move it forward a little bit, you could see those little streaks that I was going for. But when it's just straight down, it kind of disappears a little. It's a little bit better on the right side. You can kind of see it some more. Regardless, this is closer to what I wanted, so I'm gonna say that I'm happy with it. Next up, I am gonna do the black on the brown part of my hair and get that weird little light brown out of here. And again, I think it'll make this look a little bit better too. But yeah, I know it's a little messy. I know it's not the best, but I don't really mind. It's my hair. It's on my head, and nobody's gonna come at me for ruining their hair or anything like that, you know? But it could definitely be better. But it is what it is. I tried. I might have to look up some tutorials or something on how to do the thing that I want to do. I've been thinking about it, like, how do I actually get that look that I wanted? I was wondering maybe it would be better if I actually like separated out those strands and only did that instead of doing what I did earlier. I don't know, like I'm gonna do some googling and looking at some videos and stuff, because I want to be able to get it right. But I also realized like if I flip it this way, you really can't see the streaks much like that, but if I flip it the other way, you can kind of see them right there. So that right there is more so what I was going for. How like you can kind of see the purple in between the yellow. This is what I was going for, but it really only shows up when I do this. But regardless, the purple is higher up now. It's much more visible. I'm a lot more happy with how this came out. So for the black, I will be using this Wella Colorcharm 1N and this 10 volume developer to go with it. And here's what the little bottle looks like. Like I said, I'm not gonna record this part. There's really not much to it. So just wanted to let you know what hair dye I'm using. I could technically go over it with a semi-permanent black. I do have that, but I want to do this. Plus, I really like the shade of black that this is the developer that this comes out to. So yeah. All right, I'll be back. Okay, really quick little update. Here's how the black turned out. Yeah, it's very dark, as you can see. I always love doing this. It makes me feel so fresh, and I just love the contrast, like against my skin and stuff, and against all this up here. I haven't let my hair down yet to see the finished look, so I don't even know yet what it looks like, but I just wanted to show you how the black came out. Okay, I'm excited. Hello, here's how the hair turned out. So it's a little different than what I usually do, but like I said, it was kind of like an experiment. Still not 100% what I had in mind, but it's close enough, and I'm happy with how it turned out. I think it's cute. So here's what it looks like. Like I said, I tried to kind of move up the purple a little. The problem with doing yellow and purple is that they're complementary colors, so they kind of cancel each other out and like mute each other a little bit. So moving the purple up, like, it kind of starts to, I don't know, like gray out a little bit. It's cute, I like it, it's different, it's something new that I haven't done yet. So yes, just been feeling yellow and purple lately, I guess. I also have my lights set to yellow and purple right now. There's the purple, and there's the yellow. I don't know if you can see that, but yes, I think it's nice. Let me know what you think. I don't know. I do wish it was a little bit more streaky, but I did my best. I did my best with the skills that I had, so yeah. It is supposed to be UV reactive, so I will also, when it gets dark, come back and record what the UV looks like. I haven't seen it myself yet either, so it's gonna be a reveal for both of us. But yes, this is it. And it's been a while since I've done a hair dyeing video, so I kind of wanted to do that again anyway. So yes, here we are. Also, I think this is my first official video with this background, so yes, do you like it? I put all these panels up myself, this entire wall. It took a little while. If you're interested, by the way, it took 2 packs of those. I can put in links in the description for the exact thing that I used, including the double-sided tape to put them on the wall. So if you want your own, it'll be in the description. But anyway, let me know what you think. I know it's not as exciting as some of the other hair colors that I've done, but it can't all be rainbow colors, right? So yes, I think it's fun to experiment with whatever you have, with any colors. And yeah, hopefully the next one I do is gonna be even more fun. Maybe I'll do rainbow again. I don't know, I haven't decided yet. Let me know if you like it. Let me know if you would do this color combination. I know it's kind of a weird one. Yellow and purple isn't really one that you see very often, even with people who do dye their hair crazy colors. I wanted to try something different, so I did. As always, let me know if you have any questions or comments or anything like that, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Feel free to give me suggestions for any other hair colors you want to see me do that I haven't done yet on my channel. If you scroll through, you will see pretty much all the different colors I've had. I have playlists specifically separated into different types of videos, like makeup, hair dye, and stuff. So if you find the hair dye one, you will see literally like all of it. So if you aren't sure, you can do that. Rainbow is always an option, even though I've done it a couple times. There's also different ways you can do the rainbow. You know, like starting with, if it's like an ombre, you could start with a different color on top, going to the bottom. Rainbow is like, there's so many possibilities. Like you can do rainbow a bazillion times, and I feel like you can still find different ways, different new ways to do it. Hi, okay, yes, I have clown makeup on. I just went to go see Paranormal Cirque in town around here, and it was freaking awesome, so that is why I am all dressed up. And here's the fit, the look today. I also had a leg harness on, but I'm not here to show you that. I'm here to show you my hair. So, here we go. Let's see how the UV turned out. And yes, my makeup is also UV. Well, the yellow is obviously very bright, but the purple glows too. I love it. It looks so cool. If you like the video, please leave me a like. Comment below a yellow and purple heart emoji so that I know that you watched the whole video and that you are a real one. I'm happy to be making a video again. I'm sad that I can't be making them as often as I used to. Unfortunately, work takes up a huge part of my life now. I'm pretty much at work all the time. That's the main reason you haven't been seeing as much videos on my channel lately. I'm just always at work. I really wish I had more time to do any of the creative hobbies that I have, but I need to make money and pay my bills. So yes, maybe at some point I can be at a spot again where I can do this weekly like I used to during COVID times, but I cannot do that right now, unfortunately. So yes, I hope you still stick around to see what else I come up with, what other videos I have, and yes, thank you for being here. If you actively watch my videos, if you are a supporter of my art, me, my channel, all that stuff, I really appreciate you. Hope you liked the video and hope you have an awesome day, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.